Okay, I think we are live. Wait.
Yep, we're live. Yes, we are. Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Remote Assistant Scout. I'm Inga, and I'm joined today with the best remote assistant scout in the whole world, the man, the guru, Gerard himself. We will be talking today just kind of candidly about what the whole process of hiring a VA looks like. We've had so many people reach out to us, both loan officers, real estate agents, and everyone's on board and realizes the value of having a second person helping you with your job on a daily basis and doing it as cost effectively as possible. So because of that, we've had so many inquiries of how this all works. Like, what happens when you guys reach out to us, reach out to Gerard, reach out to Richard, and ask, hey, I need a virtual assistant. What happens next? So I'm going to have Gerard explain the entire process, how it all works from the time that you guys reach out and ask that question and inquire about a virtual assistant. So Gerard, can you go ahead and explain from the time that someone reaches out to you, what happens?
Oh yeah, so we usually do the process as simple as possible. I mean, we don't want it to be really complicated on the client's end, because that's what we're here for, you know, to make your life easier, to make finding your virtual assistant easier for you. And, you know, technically everything is all done for you. So the first step is really all about, you know, assessing what your needs are at this time. So whenever you reach out to us, so we try to schedule a call. It's either with our co-founder, Richard Smith, who is a great loan officer and a coach, and Katie Texas from S&P Mortgage Incorporated, and or with me. And it's just really all about assessing what your needs at this time, what your focus are, what you want to try to accomplish, you know, and the reason or what prompted you to bring yourself to us, or what prompted you to reach out to us, because, you know, we just really need to ensure that you will have the best experience possible, and but more importantly, that you are set up to get results that, you know, make an immediate impact for you guys. So a lot of our clients here are, you know, I think 40% are loan officers, 40% are realtors, and 20% are, you know, in any other industry. It's either, you know, financial advising, insurance agents, oil and gas executives. So it varies. And after the assessment, so it would just depend on the client as to whether, you know, they're ready now or they might be ready in the future. We have clients here that reach out that, you know, because we try to set a target for them, you know, just to set the right expectations. Like, for example, some clients would reach out today, but would be needing a virtual assistant, you know, in the next month. So we try to set the expectations here because normally the vetting process itself would normally take 7 to 14 days, but it's case-to-case basis depending on the caliber of the virtual assistants that we are actually receiving, or the caliber of applications that we are receiving. It can go less than 7 days. It could go more than 14 days. I mean, we've had this situation wherein, you know, we've found the 100%, or I can say 102% best fit virtual assistant for a client. So the vetting process only took 3 days.
Wow.
To finish. And also, Ms. Springman, you know, that will depend on the client's cooperation as well. I mean, you know, we understand that you guys are very busy with your business, taking your business, you know, spending time with your family. But, you know, clients need to understand, though, that, for example, whenever we do endorse, because after the vetting process, after the pre-screening, and it's a trade secret, so I can't share the whole process with you guys. But we usually endorse the top 3 to top 5 candidates to our clients. But there are kind of situations we encountered 2 or 3 situations or cases that we could endorse endorse one because it didn't make sense for us to endorse the other applicants when this person really topped them all. Does it make sense, Ms. Springman?
Absolutely. So my question is this, and going back a little bit before. So when someone reaches out to you, okay, like you guys, as you're watching this, you're probably wondering, like, am I really ready for a virtual assistant? Like, and what goes into my job before I even have to hire a virtual assistant? So we always recommend, and if Richard was here, he'd tell you to sit down and do something what we call the acts of freedom. It's like, find out what you enjoy doing, what you're good at doing, and what is making you money. And then everything else can be delegated to a virtual assistant. So what we recommend, that before you even reach out to Gerard and to Richard, that you sit down and say, like, what kind of jobs would I be able to hand off to somebody else and feel okay about letting that go? And so that when you talk to Gerard, you can say, like, okay, Gerard, this is the person that I need. These are the things that I want done in my work. And this is the kind of help that I will need to have. Because once Gerard has that kind of information and Richard has that information, they can specifically look for a person that will match the skill sets of what you're needing in your business. So for instance, like, you might need someone just purely to make phone calls for you. And that's fine. If you don't like to make phone calls and you don't like to schedule your own appointments and you want somebody to do that for you, then that's going to be a different type of virtual assistant than somebody that is well-versed in creating websites and doing things like setting up your landing pages and doing all these social media, right? I mean, certainly Gerard has, people with the magnitude and the multitude to do lots of things, in their repertoire and their skill set. But specifically, we want to know when we get on the phone with you that you want someone that does this type of work, right? Would that be helpful for you, Gerard?
Oh yes, actually, during assessment, that is one of the things that I ask from the client. That what is your number one focus right now? Because sometimes clients tend to have this mentality that the virtual assistant can do it all, but it takes time for your virtual assistant to do it all. I mean, me myself, when Richard hired me, the only experience I had was really all about follow-up calls, setting up appointments and nurturing leads. That's all. And right now, I'm covering a lot of things for him, from marketing, from event coordination, um, from social media, email marketing. So there's a lot, and it took time for us to, or it took time for me to really learn it all for Richard, from basic SEO, from blogging. So, and this is the expectations that I want to set to the clients, that not every virtual assistant can do it all. Although, there are virtual assistants who have this multitude of work experiences in different areas, but, the reality is they tend to charge more. Right. And our focus here of having a virtual assistant here in the Philippines is for you to have a cost-effective assistance, or someone who can help you with a lot of stuff that you can focus on your own money-making activities. But if you're really open to a more expensive or a higher pay grade, and then we can do that for you. But with the offering right now that $4 to $6 per hour, we need to categorize or set our expectations right. I mean, in the market right now, the fair analysis or calculation in terms of the pay rate is, if you're really looking for a newbie, like a newbie to more or less than 6-month experience working as a virtual assistant, that would fall from $4 per hour. But if you're looking for a higher caliber virtual assistants, who has created or have developed some thick skin, because normally realtors and loan officers, insurance agents are really looking for an appointment setter. And we need to have the virtual assistant who have, created this thick skin, because sometimes they get demotivated. And what happens if they're demotivated? So, this working relationship would go south. That's the reality of it. I don't want you guys to, be negative about it, but, I'm setting the right expectations and, trying to have this mentality that you need to train your virtual assistant, everything will go smooth for you within, 2 to 3 months, just like, how Richard and I worked our relationship before. So Richard really, he's a progressive client. So he asked me to do some stuff in a progressive way, tasks after tasks. It's not like, everything was handed to me in one table. So you're right on that, Ms. Springman. And sorry about skipping that part.
Well, no, so basically, you guys, really what Gerard is saying in a nutshell is that you do have to have some expectations that the day one, your virtual assistant is not going to come in and take over your business, okay? Because there is time that goes into getting to know the person, realizing that their skill sets are what you're looking for, especially if you have a clear expectation of what those skill sets are. We love to know that you know what you need in your business, right? And a lot of people honestly don't know what they need in their business. They wake up on Monday morning and they just kind of go and do their work and they manage their day as it comes instead of having a pre-planned business plan. And so until you know what you need, and I get that question all the time, like, Inga, I'm not ready to hire a virtual assistant because I just don't know what I need them to do, or I don't want to take time out of my day training somebody because essentially that's time out of my day. But the fact is, everybody can use help, especially if you're doing things that are not money-making activities on a daily basis, and you're using that time to play on your Facebook and do things that are not actually making you money, then you need a virtual assistant, especially if you don't make phone calls on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, to your past database or to your, people that you want to build relationships with. You need a virtual assistant. Okay. So if all of those things, if you can tell me that you're doing all of those things by yourself and you're happy and you've got plenty of time at the end of the day, then perfect. You've got a perfect business plan and you run your business smoothly. But I know 99 people out of 100 that I speak to really don't have that type of business in operation right now. So that's when a virtual assistant really can help. But like Gerard said, minimize your expectations initially. Because the virtual assistant needs to grow with you as you grow. As you figure out more and more of what your business needs, that virtual assistant will learn on their own and with your help to be able to, step in and play that role. Like Gerard said, he wasn't an expert from day one. Richard didn't expect him to, change his business day one. But how many years have you been with Richard now?
Running for 7 years. 7 years this year, September.
Okay, so Gerard, forget the fact that Gerard is like, basically Richard's other son. He's also his business partner. He's also, a confidant that he relies on and that can pretty much handle a majority of tasks that Richard is assigning to him, and if not more. He probably knows more about stuff than Richard ever does, and that's why Gerard and Richard get along so well and they've had such longevity, is because they have that trust and they built that relationship. Like anything else, you guys, you're starting with a virtual assistant, and give them at least 3 months, 90 days, wouldn't you say, to get to know you to get to know them, and you basically utilize their best skills for the growth of your business.
And of course, circling back to the all done for you for the vetting process. If you want to do it yourself, that's fine. But if you really don't have the time to do it, imagine in every post that we make, and in every job post, we are actually receiving 100 to 120 or 130 applications. So do you have the time to filter them out? I don't think so. So that's where we come in. We filter out the people that's applying, checking out if there's a good fit for you or not, and then endorse the top 3 to top 5 candidates.
So again, the process is fairly simple, you guys. Come to Gerard or Richard, send them a message. You can message them on Facebook. You can message them on Messenger, on the Messenger app. You can go through the Remote Assistant Scout page and get in touch with someone, and they'll do an assessment on what you need. But it's best to come in knowing what you need. It's knowing your business, knowing where you need help, and seeing if there's a virtual assistant out there that fits those needs for the growth of your organization. So with that said, Gerard and Richard are scheduling appointments right now. Gerard, you're pretty booked. I know that you've gotten tons of, applicants in the last couple of weeks, and you've got tons of requests for virtual assistants. I get calls all the time saying, "Hey, Inga, I just hired a virtual assistant. Thank you." And they're happy as can be. So I know that these guys are busy. So if you guys are thinking like spring is coming, the busiest months of your business are up ahead. March, April, May, June, July. We're talking, get geared up for that stuff. This is when you need help. So get in touch with Gerard, get in touch with Richard, let them know what you're looking for, and they'll be more than happy to help you and help your business grow.
Yes, and I just have to add on that whenever you have decided to hire a candidate from our endorsed candidate, so that's where we come in with the onboarding. So we set up everything. We do the offer for you guys. We set up the start date. We set up the work hours and the pay rate for the virtual assistant, and we also discuss the payment methods. So everything is being covered for you. And if you need your virtual assistant to have training, I'm a mortgage virtual assistant. I'm a seasoned virtual assistant, and I'm quite confident that I am doing what I do best. So if you'd like an add-on, so that's where we come in and can do the training for the virtual assistant.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, even Gerard's offering if you guys want to do, extra and have Gerard train your virtual assistant, he will be more than happy to do that. It's just an additional charge to you. And I think it'd be well worth, if you're in the mortgage business, to have someone like Gerard, be the mentor to your virtual assistant and do the training for them. So you guys don't hesitate, reach out. Spring is right around the corner. The busiest season in the mortgage and real estate business is now. So, and we're here on a weekly basis, almost a weekly basis. So if there's any topic that we have not covered with you guys, let us know. We'll be more than happy to jump in, and we'll, cover whatever it is that you guys are asking for. If you want to go through the process again, if you want to go through the different things that a virtual assistant can do, if you want us to bring on more people that have virtual assistants and tell you what they do, we can do that as well. So with that said, we'll be here next week, right, Gerard? On next Wednesday, we're going to shoot for.
Oh, yes. Next Wednesday, we're going to have a virtual assistant guest, one of our scouted virtual assistant, and would discuss and share with us about the responsibilities that he covered as a general virtual assistant. So everything in one.
Yeah. So you guys reach out. All your questions will be answered in a timely manner, I promise. These guys are awesome, the professionals. They've been doing this for a while, and I have the utmost respect for the people that they hire and the people that they place in your business. So have confidence that you're going to be getting, way more than you anticipate when you work with these guys. Okay. So with that said, I will see you all next week with Gerard, and thank you, Gerard and Richard. I hope you're having a great closing out there. And yeah, if you guys need anything, let us know. Okay. We'll be in touch.
Thank you, Ms. Freeman. Talk to you later.
Bye.